Hello, everyone. Welcome to another podcast. I'll be racking my brain because one of the reasons I love doing this is because I don't know beforehand what I'm gonna say. Because since I have such a vast treasure house and storehouse of obscure tidbits of data knowledge, datum is a unit of data. Datum. I took Latin once, but I forgot all of it. And you might find me sniffling because I'm just recovering from a flu. So sorry about that. Excuse me. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. Like the next second, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. Like I don't know. Like it's like all this random shit swimming in my brain all the time. Like for instance, bulgogi. I don't know why I even thought of that. I don't feel like eating bulgogi. I don't know. I just have my computer screen open, YouTube open, and there's a Joe Rogan T-shirt. So probably for some reason I thought he looks like a bulldog. I mean the stance, and that's for some reason I thought a bulgogi. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there is some underlying underpinning. Uh, excuse me, cause and effect chain of reasoning, but still, like that's another question. Like again, I never thought of the very point I'm about to make right now. I didn't even thought about it, but it's about the very point I. It's very self-referential. That's what I'm trying to get at. So yeah, so another thing is there anything really random, or is there always like the NLP shit from Darren Brown? Because maybe our decisions can be forced, and that's why we have $1 billion subliminal advertising or whatnot industry. Which, I mean, I wonder if there are any restrictions and how long can you like put subliminal messages. Like I thought of once an ad where you just flicker it in the TV and like stream it and live on the I mean stream it on the channel TV channels. Like, that was back in the days I used to do security guard and think of ads, like creative ads. And I have my book came out, which I jotted down some ideas. Initially it was about to I wanted to create a mammoth tome of 10,000 ideas, creative ideas for advertisements, but then sort of settled with like 100 or something. But yeah, you can buy the book on Amazon, 51.50. But the point that I was trying to, yeah, I was doing security, and one of the things that really affected me was one of the best commercials you've never seen, and some you have. That show, it was like someone dropped an acid in my head, and it just exploded. My creative ideas exploded. So I wanted to do something similar, but obviously I have no advertising background or Photoshop background. So I thought, well, like yeah, that's another thing I got. I used to hang around in creative ads of the day, no, ads of the world. My bad, ads of the world. And yeah, I used to like just submit, and it used to get torn a tear away. And one lady even said, "Grow a thick skin if you why are you posting that?" And that used to, and when I was that was back then when I was young, and it affected me like just like the fact that when someone, the managers would and my bosses, supervisor would pull me aside and say, "Do you use a deodorant? Oh, you need to use a fucking deodorant, bitch." And yeah, but now, yeah, so like it's almost like, see, ultimately it's like God, like universe, reality, whatever you want to call it. It's sometimes it's not always lovey-dovey. That's another thing. After enlightenment, people think, oh, you become this fucking crazy, fucking kooky, fake, fucking chador wearing, fucking idiotic, fucking lovey-dovey, enlightened, hippie, Eckhart Tolle-esque slash fucking Ade Ashanti, all this cool, calm, fucking level-headed. You can touch something. If a flower is gonna wither and perish. That kind of fucking soft mental. No, it's not always about that. The whole fucking point of awakening is you look at your true self, your shadow, and all your ugliness, and you acknowledge yourself for who you are. Is acknowledging your shadow has more to do with awakening enlightenment than anything else. So I don't know what I was rambling on about. So shit. Yeah, I don't know how I got off track. So anywho, there's another thing. Like there was another article called "And Awakening is a Destructive Process" and on Uplift, and yeah, that's it's like it's not always People has, and that's what prevents them from, like Krishnamurti. I've been listening to him lately, Yuji Krishnamurti, not to confuse Jiu Krishnamurti. And this another thing, there's another guy who like sort of dissolved all these paradigms and programs that we had, that universe must be lovey-dovey, and then we should give gratitude, we should be nice to each other. Why? We should be compassionate. Why the fuck should we be like that? Forget virtue signaling, which is the cringiest of cringe. Even basic thing as we should be nice to each other. Why do you take that assumption for on a fact, for a fact? See, God can fucking send in Bangladesh it's called Kalboshehi. It's like basically a thunderstorm, typhoon, and fucking destroy every fucking thing in the world. And he doesn't have to answer to anyone. He can kill every fuck. He can send fucking, I don't know, giant meteor storm, which will squash every living stupid damn baby, 3 month or not. And he doesn't have to answer to anyone. Even Adi Ashanti. I know I criticized him, but because he's a fucking psychopath the way he talks. But yeah, even he said that God can do it any way he wants, but he doesn't have to answer to anyone. And that's true. We assume that God must be, for some fucking reason, we project our, out of our human egoic insecurity, we project that universe must be like nice and lovey-dovey compassion. And who knows, maybe when you do DMT or like you have NDU, you realize that God is nothing but love. But we're not doing that right now. Why do you have to take that on face value? Maybe if I did that DMT, and I would be a different person, and maybe I would have a, it's like, that's why when Christ comes and preaches a stupid dumb Christ consciousness that we should forgive our enemies, well, that's because he's in a different fucking state. Why he can crucify that bastard and he still wouldn't feel a pain. And that's why he's in a fucking exalted, blissed out, wired out, fucking strung out, fucking coked out state, and he, from which he thinks that we should all be in non-dual state, and he preaches that this is why Krishnamurti would also say, there's this famous quote about how Christ is a crackpot, or like Buddha is a crackpot, and like these are all Freud is a fraud, these are con men, and yeah, spiritual gurus are fucking crackpots and con men, because from your perspective, you think that we should all love each other, be nice to each other, forgive though, but that's because, and you're too dumb and thick to realize, yeah, maybe you are in that state, that's why you feel that. Everybody, most of us aren't, and that's why we don't feel that way. That's why we don't have to do anything. We don't have to even give gratitude. And that's another thing with stupid, dumb, LOA, new age gurus, like they talk about gratitude. But it's like, oh, I'm so grateful that I have a straw with my fucking drink. What the fuck, dude? It's like by saying it, by affirming it, you're saying someone you don't deserve it, and the universe, someone gave you a straw. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sometimes we it's important to be grateful for the little things in life. But the point being, like, if I was God, I would say, hey, I never say you have to be grateful to me. It's your fucking stupid agenda, like agenda driven, manipulative mind. That's one to project all your fucking disgusting egoic insecurities and needs onto me, to say that I mean, New Age is just fucking another religion. That's what it is. Similarly, we don't have to give gratitude sometimes, but that's why you're, I mean, I believe in manifestation, but sometimes most of the things don't manifest is because you're, by affirming something, you're actually denying it, you idiot. By affirming that you have to give gratitude yourself, you live in a perpetual state of fucking fear that if you don't give gratitude, God will somehow smite you dead, like he's a spiteful, the universe is a spiteful being. And that's what most of it, because universe is ultimately not. So you're projecting your convoluted idea onto universe about how it should be. Hoponopono is another one that is. Now I can agree that, like Carneades, I think that's his philosophy. I don't know if it's Carneades. No, is it Carneades? The Roman philosopher. Let me check out Carneades. Yeah, Carneades. Apparently, it was in my philosophy book for epistemology class. In the intro, it was about this Roman philosopher Carneades. Once he came to the town and he preached about, he gave a speech for something, and the next day he came and he argued against, completely against it. And that's what a good lawyership is all about, and even a good philosopher all about. But you have to take multiple perspective and perspectives. So fuck, this is actually a workout by talking, rambling on nonstop. Imagine I fucking pull a David Blaine shit and do it for 80 hours straight. Obviously, my phone will die and I'll have the internet bandwidth to upload it. But yeah, so yeah, for a different perspective, where was I? Carneades. Universe, grateful, Carneades. Oh, yeah, Ho'oponopono. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's like, yeah, first of all, victim blaming is good, victim blaming is bad. Like, it's like both are true. How difficult is for you dumb fucks to fucking see it? Best example is Joker. If someone had led an incredibly complex life right from the get go, they'll get kicked in the fucking stomach, literally, fucking spat on and shattered on, and you somehow have the audacity and nerve to just snap out of it and just your life will get better. Think positive. Fuck you, you bitch. On the other hand, yes, ultimately we are the Brahman or Atman or whatever the fuck you wanna call it. We are the ultimate reality. But here's what you fucking self-help gurus and fucking positive psychology dumbass fucking morons don't get. Don't you think if you know knew that ultimately we are Brahman and God, that ultimately we are doing it upon ourselves, we'd actually act accordingly. We're that dumb. You fucking idiot. That's what you do. You insult intelligence of people. It's almost like self-help gurus spout nothing but common sense, but they seem to have missed this obvious common sense. Like somehow, I don't know. I just, I don't know. I just. But anyways, let me think of something else. What else is swimming in my head right now? Random shit. Pangolin. Well, I have a book on pangolin, so that's not really random. Platypus. Let's list all the animals that start with P. Possum. No, that's a possum. Is possum or a possum? Platypus, pangolin. Oh shoot. I don't know. Somehow my mind is drawing blank. Penguin. That's the name of an animal. Peacock. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm wasting people's time for no reason. It's like forcing myself to like for divergent thinking. I don't know. I just wanna. I think I've exhausted all my topics to rant about. In the previously, sorry, yeah, Yuji Krishnamurti is one who liberated me, but it's kind of depressing if you think about it because he doesn't have any logical structure to his thoughts. It's like he's strawmans, he uses all kinds of fallacy, contradicts himself. It's like he's almost like an answer. He dissolves the paradigm. Another guy who influenced me, like I just found out about him 2 days ago. Yeah, well, not even 2 days ago, last night basically. Hasan Piker. I got it from Kyle Kalinske, who's another amazing guy. So this guy, Hassan guy, so he's almost like, you know how we talk about cancel culture, SJW, woke people. This guy fucking wears it like badge of honor, and that's what I think that left really needed. Someone said, "Hey, fuck," that's like Eminem said, "Fuck it, yeah, I live with my mom and I'm white. So what? Fuck you." So we need some guys like that to finally take back our democratic left voice because Democratic Party, I do think it's cannibalized itself and it becomes such a fucking wuss. It's eating itself up and becoming wussier and wussier for day by day, fucking like a little bitch sheep. But when people like this guy comes, Kyle Kalinske comes, and where's the woke agenda is do like a badge of honor and they defends it. That's attractive. That's gangster. That's Scarface. That's counterculture. So I think people are slowly taking back their voice. And so yeah, so he influenced me in the sense like when I said that Navy SEALs are overrated or like Joe Rogan are elite. I deleted these videos a lot of times thinking they're not positive enough. I got so many dislikes, but fuck it, I do wear it like a badge of honor. Yeah, David SEALs are overrated. It's not about positive or negative, you idiot. It's fucking that's what they are. Fucking this fucking punk ass bitch like Jocko Willing and Dan Crenshaw and whatnot, and all those idiots, those fucking so-called alpha boys, macho fucking who are fucking cocks because of the philosophies, ideologies they represent. The whole, if you read the fucking Navy SEAL ethos, the whole point of it is you fight for the press, you help others. Let me fucking read it to you, man. But they're not about that. They're not about giving helping hand to others. It's about yeah, it is literally about like Chris Kyle said, it's literally about being the alpha dog and helping the sheep out. But that's not what you're about. You're about kicking the disabled and fucking spitting on the immigrants, and that's what you are about. You use that as a throttle to fucking perpetuate, weaponize your and push your and perpetuate and your fucking racist, fucking xenophobic agenda. That's what you are. So obviously you don't have my damn respect. Yeah, I don't care if you're Navy SEAL or not, if you, because you're Navy SEAL on, but just by your fucking brute strength, not by the honor, integrity, and the values that what it really represents. You idiot. And Joe Rogan is an elite. Yeah, he also has to. He also shits on people for not wasting away people. Fuck it, man. Who? Why do you care? And he also like against like things that victim blame. He talks about Joe Rogan espouses a lot of right values, and that's why he gets all this sort of this, this plague of 24-year-old fucking Brian Johnson reading, fucking Ryan Holiday, what's that guy, Cal Newport reading, fucking idiots who think that, like, oh fuck, man, don't even get me started. This, I hate these people. The fucking Marcus, yeah, fucking you idiot. If you're fucking Marcus Aurelius, Stoic movement, reading fucking Tim Ferriss shit, fucking all you know the whole fucking cliche and the stereotypes. It's like a fucking parody, like it's a caricature. That's what it is. See, it's almost like this is why I'm so against it, because the whole point of whether it be financially free or spiritually or psychologically free is that you get to be you. That's so you don't need. Now, I mean, obviously, if you love discipline, but then it's not discipline. If you love playing fucking violin 28 hours a day, then it's not discipline anymore. But these people, it's like, if they like chocolate cake, they'll strangle themselves not to like it. If they like vegetables, they'll make sure they don't like it too much. It's like, whatever they do, they're like fucking suffocating themselves. It's like, they want to run, but they're standing still. And the only you can run is by not standing still. Similarly, this is why I embrace my Taoism, and I don't force myself to ever to do anything, because that's what I ultimately, what it's liberation is all about. You get to do whatever the fuck you want. But these people somehow thinks we as a human nature, we're so problematic. We are full of, like, if we don't discipline ourselves, we are I mean, yeah, fucking use it or you lose it. If you don't build your muscle, you become flabby. But at the same time, I don't want to be like a fucking plastic, this fucking non-natty steroid out, fucking all this plastic, like this exploded, like this bulked up fucking bodybuilder at fucking 90 either. You idiot. There's always both sides to like everything, the perspectives. I don't want to fucking go out of running at like when I'm 78 and just like fucking climb. I mean, who cares? I'll just take life easy. It's almost these people. They're somehow. It's like they have a whip. They're like they're sitting themselves on their own stagecoach of their homunculi, and they're whipping themselves because just because they have this thing that as if human beings are on the as Alan Watts would say. Again, I have to bring Alan Watts every podcast. Like, if you don't sit with your, you'll go around stealing and looting and raping your grandma if you don't fucking sit with a club on your hand and like control it. But the whole point of liver, and that's where Krishnamurti comes in. And I'm even being more atheistic nowadays, because the spiritual, that's another fucking con game. Spiritual, holy than thou, being forcing yourself, not even for even just being kind. Why you have to be kind and nice and say truth and all these things? That's another phony game, spirituality. So I'm realizing, and that's why the atheists are getting my respect back again. Now, Krishnamurti, I read his story. Excuse me. Where, I mean, he even didn't. This is what people, even Joe Rogan, he's too dumb to realize that the shit the thing that happened in his life, no one can replicate it. There's not gonna be ever another Joe Rogan. You can replicate. You cannot like say, start in Fear Factor, be UFC comment, UFC comment, and somehow if you follow his footsteps, there's no guarantee Spotify would make you a fucking $100 million deal. You idiot. Similarly, Picasso didn't fucking, or like whoever the greatest of the world, Beethoven, they don't fucking, it's not like this, they visualize themselves succeeding. It's integrated. This is like, it's like the rappers, Lil Wayne, like if you did watch a documentary, or like these people, they live it. You cannot force them. And that's why people like Mark Divine, as much as I respect him, like, or even David Goggins, these idiots, they don't get that you can't force someone to be something. You have to like a sculptor, you have to chip away and let their authentic core being shine. But forcing yourself to do something when you don't feel like doing something certainly doesn't help, you idiot, and that's just not sustainable. Human beings by nature desire to learn. But just look at the kids. Not only they learn, they want to explore, they want to. So, and that's what you're supposed to like chip away and let them express themselves, and not fucking make them wear some fucking straight jacket with weighted straight jacket and like shackle them even more with manacles. Discipline never works. Delayed gratification. Why? If I feel like eating fucking some shit, I just, if I'm hungry right now, maybe that's what my body craves for. It's like water. These people are just fucking masochistic idiot and scumbags. And the only reason I have a fucking beef and problem with them is because they think that's their only way. Like, and they shit on other people. They shit on the lazy people. They shit on the people who acts like victims. They shit on the people. So what? What the fuck do you care? What's wrong with laziness? What's wrong with being fat and wasting your life eating fucking shoving pastries down your nostrils and like that's who care? Why do you care? Here you're doing fucking ibogaine and DMT and fucking ayahuasca and whatnot, and you fucking come out of the other end of the tunnel fucking labeling and shameful, you fucking idiot. This is why I don't think drugs are the way. DMT. Because we have enough spate of examples how people do DMT and they think that's their only way, and they develop what I call is something like spiritual arrogance, spiritual ego. So yeah, like lately, Yuji Krishnamurti and what's that guy's name? Shit, Hasan Piker. These have been extremely like, they're completely different from the, not only different spectrum but like different categories and like, but uh for example, he's an anti-guru, Yuji Krishnamurti, and I still haven't delved a lot into him. But from what I have, it's almost like it's a very destructive process. It's like he questions everything. He's a very iconic, classic guy. But I don't think I can sustain watching him for so long, because then it's almost, yeah, it's like you can hold on to anything. It's like you question everything, especially shit like the universe doesn't have to be a benign creature, and it doesn't have to be. Imagine, I never did ayahuasca or DMT or anything, but I can only imagine they're like infinite worlds, and if that's the so, maybe we can very easily live in a hostile universe. And all this fucking Gabby Bernstein, I'm calling people left and right again. I don't have nothing personal against them, but if you're a public figure, you put shits out there. Obviously, deserve a good question. All these people, Oprah and whatnot, who promotes Gabby Bernstein and the fucking Louis Who's or whatever, all this Tom Bilyeu, all this fucking these idiots. Yeah, it's like universe. God doesn't have to your fucking yoga mat, wearing a fucking lovey-dovey vegan eating. You fucking no. Look at nature. A lion snaps gazelle's neck. That's nature. That's reality. It's like it doesn't wear. But then so part of it is being evolution, like the timeline where you become light. But how do you know? You're just buying some theories, lock, stock, and barrel, and you read some Vedantic books, and where you have these images where this astral projection, and you somehow conflict. That's what I did. That's what, I'm ranting more against myself than anyone else, because that's, and I only reason I did it because that's what the Maya and the illusion that the reality was playing. And who knows, maybe it's all part of Maya and illusion. Anyway, universe wanted me to sip the Kool-Aid. So ultimately, yeah, that's why I said it's nothing personal. But at the same time, if nothing is personal, and if no answer is the right answer, the true answer, then I get to be whatever the fuck I want, and that's why I feel so liberated. It's like I'm not ashamed of my shadow or the negative side or like being a jerk or my abrasive nature, but this fucking lovey-dovey, preachy, kind, oh, we should be kind to each other. This type of guru, they want to be something which you're not. It's like babies don't give a shit. Babies are not loving by nature. They're not a hateful by nature either. It's like they're authentic. They express their own themselves. And you don't like these things. When I make videos like be authentic, not positive, it gets downvoted because fuck, people don't like that shit. Don't hear nice something, but you're missing the point. I'm not channeling some insult fucking rage, anti-natalist rage for the sake of saying it. It's more like I'm questioning it, questioning your paradigm, which you take, which take you to be so holy and cherished. That's what I'm doing. So yeah, Fuck it, I'm not ashamed of the videos that I put out. It's like because I all this a year I was trying too hard to be someone else. I don't have to be like someone else. I have to be only thing I have to be is just me with one of my and it's like if I want to fucking swim the English Channel or like fucking 20 hours a day or like if I want to sleep 20 hours a day, who cares? David Goggins is no different from a video game playing fucking Quake playing guy. As Yuji Krishnamurti would say, people who go to the church are no different from the guys who go to the bar. But we somehow think there's some one right answer. So and especially and then we force people to stop smoking, eat healthy. Like why? To live to go to reach fucking 90 years old to push up a fucking walk around like be on a like fuck it. I'll just be 40 and fucking leave if and like but then be myself and enjoy life. And it doesn't have to be like people think it's like if you relax like you somehow humans are so flawed, and that's fucking Puritan mentality that if human even the people who chorus against UBL universal UBI like you as if humanity is like but doomed from the spoiled from the doomed or spoiled from the beginning and rotten to the core, and like they'll be like fucking gluttonous and wasting money. Why? Maybe we're nothing. Maybe we're not good, not bad, not either. We're nothing. Why do you assume that if human beings are not fucking whipped into shape all the time, then we're somehow doomed and destined to be fucking? Yeah, maybe that's as Alan Watts would again say. Like he talked about Heisenberg or something, like quote like. Yeah, the thing is, universe is going to hell in a handbasket. These are my words. Like you were saying, like it's sort of like entropy thing, second law of thermodynamics. It's like universe is like the whole universe is like fucking rotating and like uh hurtling towards destruction, but it would have been only better if you got out of it and let it destroy itself. But most people don't. They resist. They try to patch things up. And it's been restoration. You idiots! Why do you keep restoring Last Supper and all this? It's like ship of Theseus. It's like by the end of it, it's not even the real painting anymore. It's not the real archaeological structure anymore. That's why I shit on I hate those fucking the dumb rest people who like and people go crazy about it. Just look at the views it gets. Fucking 20, like all these millions of views and build their thing because they don't cuss and swear. They're not negative and cynical like me. Then they somehow think. And but the thing is, you're fucking wearing a mask. You're wearing a pretentious mask where you're pretending to be this nice, this loving person. When inside you're fucking seething. And that's why Trump became so popular because he didn't hide it. People like me wouldn't hide it. We don't have the filter. And as people say, well, as if he has no filter, as if it's a bad thing. As if I'm not wearing a fucking mask, you idiot. So as I was saying, that's the thing. Like, if anything, there's any driving thesis that I'm trying to impart is that yeah, goody goodies are thieves of virtue. They're the worst scum of the world. People, the phony people. They're the phony people, phoniest of all the people. Like as you know, devil's greatest trick was to convince the people it didn't exist. These people are the real devil. Who try to be the good, who try to preach niceness. The only way you can liberate it is by recognizing that you're not as nice as you thought you were. You're a fucking asshole. That's what you are. And people don't like those things. People don't like these things. When I say this, they think it's too negative. Shut the fuck up, negative. It's like those people. Yeah, it's just like this cancel culture virtue signalers. But it's except it manifests itself through spirituality. Like it's like they want you to deny your authentic core self so that to serve their agenda. And that's why, because then they'll say, oh, this is what you're supposed to be, this you're supposed to be like. But then if someone else it becomes like that, you're supposed to turn a blind eye and forgive them. What the fuck, dude? It's like you fucking insult beta culture where you're fucking constantly shitting on yourself. As I say, it's like 1 foot, 1 feet on the gas, 1 feet on the accelerator, and it's like cognitive dissonance. And it's not even that. It's like it's just like you're battling yourself. It's like friction. It's like as Alan Watts would say, like whatever you do, don't wobble. Unwobbling pivot. Like it's like, yeah, don't be sticky. Like that's exactly what humanity do. Like now I might, and it could be a stretch. It could be like, because obviously people are not like that. You go out on the street, people are nice, like, especially where I live. Like no one, like, it's not people being mean to each other for the sake of being mean to each other. It's almost like an unspoken social contract theory that's going on, like where, especially, and that's another thing that was this guy's name, Hasan Piker. Like now I'm proud to be a Californian. Like these idiots, like from Texas, all these people, they shit on California as being too liberal, rotten, fucking dystopian wasteland with full of homeless people. Like you fucking racist motherfucking pigs. But then I used to feel guilty of fucking being that. Now I fucking wear it like a badge of honor. Yeah, proud Californian, you fuckhead. These people are not interested in solving homeless crime or homeless or going to root cause. They just want to fucking they do everything that Christ preached against. These are the real hypocrites. This is why being faithless, being godless, being atheist is actually good. Because by being nice, being even just a simple act of gratitude, even you can take that too far. You can just run with it. Like especially affirmations. You do that long enough, you become fucking paranoid, fucking schizophrenic, fucking this mentally ill, fucking this crazy person who thinks that, oh, I've been doing positive things. What if I just think a little bit negative of something? All hell will break loose. That's why people who want to change the world, do good and positive, they do more damage than good. It's like they're so rosy, they want you to deny that you're cactus in nature, and they want you to be rosy. So like, whilst not realizing how ugly they really look and sound, by forcing themselves yourself to. And psychiatrists are the worst. Therapy, not therapy, I don't know, but and what I mean by psychiatry, I'm the whole fucking mental awareness movement. Yeah, it has done good, but at the same time it fucking does more damage than good, you idiot. They want you to be someone else than you're not. They want you to deny your own self. And Alan Watts would say pestiferous plague of fucking, what do you call that? Do-gooders. Yeah. Now we have virtue signalers. But yet at the same time, see, it's not about left and right. It's not about, like, yeah, I hate cancel culture, virtue signaler, woke movement, but at the same time, if the people like Hasan or Piker, like, if he, where is it, he acknowledges it, then fine, yeah. It's almost like that has more respect. It's almost like, just like Bill Barr, that's his brand of shtick, like, he's not, that's his comedy is being cynical, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, so when if you're really preachy and lovey-dovey, see these people they talk about, oh, toxic relationship cut people out. Then the fucking on the other hand they preach that. They see, estrangement is a fucking white European thing. You don't see estrangement in other culture, and they want to shove it and perpetuate and propagate it to other cultures. It's a very white European shit. Estrangement, like between brother, sister, wife, mother, father, whatever. Like it's like fucking, and and then yet on one hand they preach that, and on the other hand they preach love devil. I'm kumbaya. I'm one with the universe. I just do my vipassana retreat. I'm like, fuck you, you fucking hypocrite. However, if they do admit that they are fucking asshole, contradicting fucking asshole, then it's like they do, like, actually it'll help them awaken even more. But originally, I wanted to rack my brain to find interesting stuff, like, cause, but the thing is, when you talk about it, it's your brain reaches some beta level where you're focused or caffeinated, agitated, like excited level. So it's like you cannot do both things at the same time. That's why these people, these idiots, who say, "Oh, go to sensory deprivation, take acid or whatever, go to non-dual state," and even the stupid ass idiot like Joe Vitelli, but he gets it. He's like, when you're playful but don't get it, don't crave it, that's when it manifests. It's like, yeah, but when you reach that, this idiot, this fucking law of attraction secret gurus, what they don't get, it's like they say, feel how you like you feel if you already had it. You idiot. How can you can never do that? That's fucking objectively contradict. It's like fucking logically impossible. Because if I was really like that, then I would be craving for that shit. You idiot. These people insults people common sense and like forget intelligence. It's like they think we're fucking your like we're celery stick. We look at just people are like resemble celery stick. Like when Brian Tracy like comes and says, "Oh, we must always do the hard work first. Eat the frog." I mean, no shit, but sometimes it's not about always eating the fucking eating the frog just for the sake of eating. It's like you do 10 easy steps things first, maybe you get momentum, and then you can tackle the hard one. It's the no hard and fast rule. Even the delayed gratification shit. Sometimes you have to strike when the iron is hot. You don't delay gratification. Somehow this like considered some virtuous if you delay gratification, and people are making a huge bucket loads of money out of it. Like Cal Newport, deep thinking. Seriously, that's your entire fucking premise. Deep thinking. What is deep thinking? As if you must ruminate over. No, you idiot. If you really love something, if you're interested, if you're fascinated by it, you can just absorb it. You don't need to ruminate and ask 200 different questions. Like what's that kid's name? The Nigerian kid. Shit. Like he was all day he was playing chess puzzles because he wasn't forcing himself to do it, but he did, and that's why he's on his way to become a grandmaster. Oh, Tani Toluwa Adewami. Yeah, I mean because he loved playing chess puzzles all day long, and that's why. But like he didn't sit down and do something academic, deep thinking, like fucking spending 400 hours on, excuse me, on one move. No, you idiot. People somehow conflate hard work as sort of if you, even if you don't do anything, if you don't produce nothing productive, you're gritting your teeth. That's some kind of virtue, you idiot. This is why I shit on people like David Goggins who thinks that hard it's all about never no. They never stop the grind, never stop the hustle, it's all there. No, it's not. Then you're obviously not content. It's not a perpetual treadmill. It's like, yeah, you're not that old guy anymore who is on a fucking eating Cheetos on a but you're still fucking you're still you're addicted to a different unhealthy lifestyle. Now, why I'm so mad or like why because these don't get they're always popular opinions and the popular stance and they rise to the top and I question them and it's like and I'm not doing it just for the sake of being contrarian or because ultimately yeah because all your perception of truth or your word is as good as mine. That's what I'm saying. In one way, yeah, there is no objective truth out there, but in another way, there is an absolute truth. And that's why Yuji Krishnamurti can become so handy because ultimately, when I mean, you could talk about like if you could ask Yuji Krishna what is the meaning of life, and he'll be like, some people straw man, some people if skirts around the issue, some people just completely avoids or like but he obfuscates. He'll be like, what is the meaning of life, and he'll be like, yeah, life. He'll probably talk about. See, the word meaning is itself like no, he won't even talk like that. He'll completely like gaslight you and question your sanity for even asking that question. He'll like completely. It's like it's so subtle. It's like he'll be like, oh, I don't know, Alex Jones's videos on my YouTube. He'll be like, oh, Alex Jones talks about meaning of life, but that is a different meaning. So and he'll talk about something else, and it's almost like, and then you realize he's not making sense, even though he's not saying gibberish, or whatever. But he's still saying gibberish. He's like he's not following he's following logical structure of grammar and everything, but there is no meaning to it. It's like the swim furiously, green color swims furiously. That sentence swims furiously. Let me type it in green. It's like that. Colorless green idea slay furiously is by Noam Chomsky. I'm reading Wikipedia here. In his 1957 book, Syntactic Structures, as an example of a sentence that is grammatically well formed but semantically nonsensical. Yeah, that's exactly what he is. He says just like Jordan Peterson, but except Jordan Peterson is fucking he perpetuates his own hateful agenda on the other hand, like this guy is like he helps you to like dissolve your paradigm and your programming, and then it's almost like de-brainwashing or something. Because you get hit with, like, Yuji Krishnamurti uh pale, then you realize ultimately that's what life is really about. It's really fucking meaningless shit, but not in the same as nihilistic meaningless, but like we're creating. It's just like a keyboard. It's a QWERTY keyboard. I mean, but there's no standard keyboard. It's for our efficiency and facility that it has been created. But there have been other types of keyboard, and they even started with, I think, where alphabets are run in a linear fashion. So yeah, like as Alan Watson even said that from bathtub to the grave, or I don't know what exact words he said, from cot to grave, or like womb to tomb, whatever, I don't forget. Like some Zen masters say, all I did was just bicker, like again, these are my words, so don't quote me on that. My memory's not working good today for some reason. And you can also speak and think about it, because when you use memorize, when you're thinking about creative stuff, that's like different. It's a, like more of a relaxed state where ruminating state, or like a free associated state. But when you're talking something, it is, you can't free associate, like, I don't know. And that's probably another reason why people say it's like people would ask me, "What did you have for breakfast yesterday?" I don't know. That doesn't mean that my brain, my memory is fucking terrible. I can just lie down and I can rewind and go in a relaxed state of flow state, and then I can remember it. People always, especially academia and all these people, the skeptic movement, all these people, like they delight in fucking thinking that somehow we're this weak, because they themselves fucking weak fucking little incels, fucking weirdos, and they want everyone else to be like that. It's like Alan Watts would say we're equally inferior. So going back to that Zen master, is like you say, like, yeah, like from all I did was chatter, like just like crow. Yeah, that's a crow's call. It's meaningless. It doesn't have to have a meaning, but we can do fucking interpolation and extrapolation of numbers and see how many times it repeated that, and we might find meaning, and like, but those are artificial. Similarly, language, all I have said, yeah, I conveyed a thought, but whatever the thought before language, what thought did I have then? See, ultimately, it's matter of aesthetics. Like there is no, and that has been my biggest revelation so far, that there is no real answer. Fucking who knows? Neil Donald Walsh was right. There is no right answer in the blackboard, that how you're supposed to live life, or how God is supposed to be, how real is supposed to be, or whatever. But it gets tricky because when you're in a non-dual state where third eye opens and you start to awaken more and more, you realize even if you're, whether you like it or not, negative energy breeds negative energy, positive energy breeds positive energy. That's just the nature of life. I will give that to that. The thing is, most people aren't in that state. It's like you're on top of Everest and you have the panoramic view and say, "Oh, okay, it's all streets are connected." But then, I mean, yeah, obviously you have the luxury to say it because you're on a different state. But it'll be very arrogant of you to come down and preach it to I mean, and to somehow shake your head just because I don't accept it on face value. I really want it to be something different, something interesting, because I want to find out what I have in my brain, but it's getting off tangent. It's veering towards spirituality, enlightenment, anti-enlightenment, all those stuff. Anti and awakening. Maybe that's a good title, anti-enlightenment. My original title was racking my brain, because I have weird shit in my brain, like Thomas Cranmer. I mean, what are the odds? Some people, you walk to the random person and he's thinking of Thomas Cranmer. And now the thing of Thomas, I mean, it's not. I'm not just chest beating. It's just because I've been reading so much, and that's who my nature is. I just love reading different types of books. I used to, at least, but now I watch videos, and and all of it is even Yuji Krishnamurti said, like, everything you read here is somehow stored in your brain. So I'm not saying, oh, I'm special or anything, but that's just my nature, and like I'll be thinking of fucking, I don't know, cicadas, or like temperature, crickets chirping and temperature, and the next moment I'll be thinking of Varanasi or like fucking Assyrian Empire and like shit. And that's what I wanted to really make this podcast about, because I wanted to just like talk about different stuff, but I became triggered. It's another thing. Why is triggered bad? It's like all this. There's another guy. I. It's like he preaches every single of his fucking video is about spiritual bypassing, and he has this fucking calm, psychopathic, calm little voice, which is artificially made. You can sense it. And then he talked like once he made a video how about, and they began these are big, a lot of views, and it was very viral. And he talked about how one guy spat on Buddha, and he forgave him because he was like, and because we came for forgiveness the next day, he's like, oh, then since the person who's asking for forgiveness now is different from the one who did the crime, so I forgive you. Fuck you, you cringe, you eek, you reek of fucking cringy, fucking holier than thou spiritual. And the irony is, this same fuck, if some people went up to him and spat on his face, he would never forgive him, even if he came back the next day and asked for his forgiveness. And that's the hypocrisy of this. I'm just pulling the rug underneath and unmasking all these fucking hypocrites, because these people, they're preaching spirituality, holier than thou, fucking attitudes, positive psychology, love, holiness, all this thing. But they it's all for because for the fucking likes and view and SEO and SEO and whatnot, analytics, and is they carefully designed to see what people really search for, and they just cater to them. They're the worst scum of the world. At least if you do it, don't hide it. But they cloak it, and because Western people, white people, they eat it up. All these soccer moms, yoga loving soccer moms, they eat it up, and they somehow think, and they vilify the guy if you have a hint of anger in your tone. There's some you're a monster, and then don't realize that you can be a fucking psychopath, like who speaks sort of voce, and then calm, quiet man like Adi Shanti or some other guys. And I'm not saying Adi Shanti is a psychopath. I'm just saying it's like he sounds like the person who'll sentence his mom for, I don't know, kicking a puppy, and then he'll be like, "Oh, because I'm so righteous, I have equanimity, my voice is so level-headed." No, that's what Alan wants to talk about. When you become like that, you become a fucking stone Buddha. It's like the guy who was, meditating, and he was like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "I'm meditating," and the guy started immediately sat down beside him, scrubbing a rock. So, "What are you doing?" It's like, "I'm trying to make a mirror." It's like, yeah, by being calm, by emulating Buddha or Jesus Christ won't make you Buddha, and it's going to only make you more phony. But but expressing your authentic, your worst side, your worst inner asshole would actually liberate you more than if you try to emulate some fucking dervish or some holy saint. That's what people. It's like shit. Just take YouTube for example. People get like fucking triggered on because it's like the dislike. I do too because I've been brainwashed to think that. But ultimately, likes are no different from dislikes. It's like all subjective. Who the hell cares? Maybe who knows? Maybe Gillette, which has one of the most dislikes. Gillette ad. They make fucking good ass fucking products though. I try Chic, and again they're not sponsoring me or anything, but I try Chic. That they suck. So Gillette, I mean. So who knows? In weird, admirable sense, it is laudable that they took stance, even though I disagree with the whole toxic masculinity thing. But it's all that. So maybe those likes are dislikes, and dislikes are likes, and yes is no, no is yes. Black is white, white is black. So yeah, that's why. And the only reason I'm saying this is to balance out the fact that some just because something is popular, and you say, oh, that's because you don't get any views or likes. That's what you said, popular shit. No, but that's not the point. But it's like all this, and we're raising a bunch of generation sheeple, fucking TikTok and Twitch, like sheeple who are training them to think Instagram fucking crowd like the popularity is be all end all, instead of fucking raising independent thinkers who are really can go against the grain. Like that's why the hip hop, or like that's what initially what attracted us, like millennials to like hip hop and rap, because it was like they weren't trying to be popular, and they were trying to be more like they represent the ghetto lifestyle where they came from, and that's like it's like it wasn't about craving, genuflecting, and appeasing and caving into the interest and appeasement, and but we lost, someone lost that, I mean. But then it comes like the guy like Hasan, Abi, or like whatever, and they, it's like, and that he did influence me too. Like I think I was trading too much in the Republican right side, or like conservative sides, that like it's like the needle keeps shifting back and forth. It's like, and it's like, who knows, maybe some other trailblazer or guy will come from the conservative side who'll be like, fucking, I don't know, probably from Bangladesh, it's himself, like who knows, who like, who'll be articulate, eloquent, and who'll make unique points, and who he'll win me over. But because one of the things that Trump had played a big role. I mean, like, I mean, he's very charismatic. People like him. Like, when he said that I can, stand in the middle of Times Square, whatever, like between the such and such street, and shoot at people, and his popularity won't dwindle. Well, yeah, I mean, he does have that X factor where like he can sell anything pretty much. He can sell ice to an Eskimo, and that's what Biden misses though. Like, here's the thing with Biden. As much as I hate him, like if he acknowledged, like, I mean, he'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah, I don't want you to wear a mask. I fuck yeah, I want. If he like owned it, he would get more respect than being a fucking little, this goody goody teacher's pet type of guy with the class. And that's the problem with all this people from the left, Obama. They elect all these white saint and this, and like, it's like, anywho, I don't want to steer towards politics. It has already been 51 minutes of saying nothing, but and there's so much to talk about, like so much to talk about, like, but yeah, I was forcing it. This is why you should, part of creative expression, whether it be writing or art or painting or whatever, like even music, is like you become an instrument and let your let your body do what it wants to do, mind do wants to what it do, your fingers what it wants to do. Like, okay, that sounded weird. Like, and you get out of the way. Maybe I was trying this podcast to be about this sort of pristine, cool, encyclopedic mind type of podcast where I talk about difference. But maybe it wasn't supposed to be about that. Maybe it's supposed to be about, yeah. And that's the thing. You don't know what you're gonna do in 3 seconds from now. So what's the point of visualizing it? It's like you're patching something together. It's like plate spinning. It's like you're trying to hold on to so many things at once. You patch. It's like your whole house is sinking and exploding, and you're trying to patch it together and some hold your life together. No, just fucking let it fall apart, man. What's the worst would happen if you did nothing? And if you, what, you're gonna waste your life, and so what? What is wasting away your life? Who isn't wasting your life? One could argue Trump wasted his life. One could argue Trump lived his life. It's all subjective, like, but people are so afraid. Oh, there's the one, but I'll end it on that note. There was this Buddhist story, like a Zen master story, Zen story, about this guy, the master, and the student. And master gave instructions to the student that, hey, the master was dying, and the student took all his manuscript and started throwing in the fire. And the master said, "What are you doing?" The student looked at him and said, "What are you doing?"